I know it's been a little while, guys, but hey, we're back. Sorry about the little wait. Sorry to keep you waiting there, but welcome back to EFIT Let's Talk. Welcome back to EFIT Let's Talk. Today, we're going to go right, kind of roll right into it. I'm not even going to lie. I've been making pants. I've been making jackets. I've been doing a lot of denim work this time around. A lot of my denim work has been doing really well. I've done probably 3 pairs of pants in the last just like day, right? uh One of them took a really long time, so like it's me saying like it's only taken a day is a little maybe exaggeratory, because it's probably taken me a few days to work on 2 pairs of pants because I've been putting appliques on them. I've been doing these other things. um I do have them right next to me. That's why I keep looking down, because I'm thinking to myself, do I pull them up? But nah, I won't even. Um, I have another video hopefully coming, a workflow video where I should be able to show you a little bit of like how those were made. But for now, I just wanted to talk about how, yeah, denim is the thing of right now, I guess. Not for any real reason other than it's just kind of what I have like lying around. And I want to like get a bunch of things out that aren't my size. So like I have these 2 Wranglers that are probably 34 34 34s or 34 38s, something like that. And I just wanted to be able to make sure that people of all sizes were able to like, get into some clothes that I make, and you could get some custom too. It wasn't just like making stuff for myself or my friends, but everybody. So these 2 that I just came up with, I really like them. They're Flower Power, like stylized pants. They have flower appliques all over, made out of some of the scrap dress material from the dress that I made last time we were talking. That's like a really, like those ones I really like. And then I put flower power on the side. And then you'll have to see, like, one's got distressing, one's got a little extra flair. They're definitely, I would say, sisters, not twins, just in style alone and in look alone. Um, those 2 are the 2, like I said, that have taken me probably the most amount of time, just because the appliques themselves, each applique might take some, like the solo big ones were about 8 minutes per applique. Some of the smaller ones were more like 18 because they were more like 3 or 4 appliques. Whew, sorry. My head is hot. After drinking that tea, I immediately got warm. But yeah, to continue what we were saying, yeah, the appliques that were smaller, like maybe the 2-inch ones, I was able to kind of put 2 or 3 of those together on a single frame. So like those ended up being more like 15-20 minutes. I only have a single color embroidery machine, so every color swap, or every time the bobbin got low, obviously I had to switch out the colors. I had to change what I was doing. So yeah, that ended up taking a little longer. I think it said on the machine 14 minutes, but I think they probably took more like 20 minutes, 22 minutes per. And you got to do 5 or 6 of them, sometimes per leg, depending on the design I was going for. So yeah, needless to say, those pants might have taken me alone 20 hours in applique. On both pants, like 10 hours per pants, maybe in applique alone. Never mind the distressing, never mind the extra flare that I've done, and the hemming, both inner seam hemming and the actual around the leg hemming. So like they've definitely taken quite a bit of time, but I was able to finalize those today, hence the excitement, right? Along with those, I do have a pair of green ones, fully distressed front and back. I really like those. I don't necessarily I wasn't at least super necessarily happy with it just being green and distressed. So I started doing another design all over them. I will say that that design is also still pending on whether or not I would like to continue with them. Um, or if I would like to finalize those, right? Just because, like, I would say that's kind of part of the design process. Um, Working on it, looking at it, working on it, looking at it, stuff like that. I might even do a whole like episode where we kind of talk a little bit more about like how specifically I go through my design process. But like, yeah, that one I would say is waiting or sitting in a phase right now where I'm just kind of deciding whether or not I want to continue with it. Another pair of pants that I was just working on are a pair of academics, which I really like. Um, Old school hip hop, if anybody isn't in the know. Denim jeans. They have a really cool, like almost double color weave to them. Like they're blue and white weave. So like when you look at them, they're not full blue denim. So I kind of wanted to emulate more of that by adding some distress, but not enough distress where you could see through, right? So it was just enough to kind of take away more of the blue and accentuate the white. And in the way I did it, I kind of made stripes. But then in doing the stripes, I realized like, oh, as you put your foot through these more and more, you could have these instances where you start to rip them. And as you start to rip them and you can see your leg through them, which isn't a big deal, obviously, I don't mind um, the distress or the jeans evolving as you wear them. That's actually part of maybe some of the jeans or some of the designs that I'm going to do are something where you buy it off the shelf, it looks nice, but over time it should also still wear nice. It should distress nice while you're wearing it, right? These ones, however, I didn't want them to be something where after your 10th wash or so, you would already have that problem. So I decided to put on my quilting foot and try to do some free sewing. Um, so that's a good enough transition right there. Like, let's go on to like the newest technique that I've been doing. Hey, 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 new techniques. My new technique I've been doing is the free sewing. I have never really done free sewing or quilting, or I think they call it dowering. I think it's a dowering foot or a quilting foot, aka free sewing. So I've never done it really before. I've done it kind of like BSing with a regular foot before, but what a dower foot or a quilting foot allows you to do, for anybody that does not know, is freely move like in a circle. It's kind of how you could almost do a fake embroidery if you don't have an embroidery machine and you were going to like make a face or make a design. You could kind of chalk out your design and then just free sew all over the design. And you could kind of create pretty much an embroidery by like a machine embroidery, pretty much quote unquote by hand, doing it that way. So I decided like I was going to do something similar, but I was going to do a much more abstract, free range kind of design across the stripes because like I said, I didn't want them to break and then you to end up with like jorts at different lengths because they broke at different spots while you were putting your leg through. If you saw the jeans, you would know what I mean. I kind of put like stripes in increments down the leg. So it would kind of suck if you like were putting your leg through on this side and hit it like at the knee and started ripping it here, but then over here you kind of hit it a little further down in the calf. So now you have like mismatched jorts or something. Like obviously you could just like, maybe rip or continue that and then just make them jorts at that point. You know what I mean? Which is also what I mean is like you can just do that. You could just break through even my free sewing when I get that done, if that's what you would rather. I just want there to be options. So you can start now like this, and 10 years down the line, when you're still like, yo, I really like these, but they're beat up, they're ripped, they have, these holes in here, here, and here. Maybe you just go, but from here up, obviously, are still perfectly fine. So we just take both leg pieces off, and boom, you have like a whole kind of like new set of pants without you needing to necessarily like do a lot to them yourself. Like you don't have to like cut them and create jorts yourself, right? So like that's just like the idea for those specific pants. And then like in doing that, I was doing it in the pants already had, they're, like I said, they're blue with white, actual like weave, but then on them it says academics in a bright orange, and then there's probably a hunter green sublettering, we'll call it. So yeah, those are the two colors I decided to use. I put the green all over both legs. And then I started doing the orange, and then I started having issues with my sewing machine. So I don't quite have those ones done yet. That's probably the ones I ended on the most recently. Prior to that, obviously, like we had talked about, we had already done the dresses, the shirt dress from last time. I just finalized that a second shirt dress design as well, made from actually the scrap of both the shirt from a few things ago and the dress that made last shirt dress, and the appliques from the Flower Power pants. I was able to take all of that fabric, pretty much all of that fabric. I still have like pieces of it, obviously, but like the bulk of both dresses, I was able to put onto, uh, like I said, the pants, the shirt dress, and the dress. So that's been like, I would say, my big 4 or 5 like projects that I've like currently been working on, have finalized, started working on, stuff like that. I will say that a minute ago, if you're listening, I did hint to the fact that I started having sewing machine issues, which is where I will move on to my next subject, which is the fact that, damn, bro, I messed up my sewing machine. Uh, I don't know if it was because I don't know necessarily what, like chicken and egg problem, right? I don't know if my sewing machine was already kind of starting to have an issue, and then I did the quilting foot, the dowering foot, and then I was working too fast or didn't know exactly what I was doing, and I did something wrong, or if the dowering foot kind of caused my problem to start. But basically, what was happening is, obviously, if you go back a few episodes, I was telling you I did have skip stitches. So that's like what I mean, chicken and egg. I don't know if my skip stitches started and kind of made an exaggerated problem now when I've done this, or if this has caused my problem to worsen so that when I went to do regular sewing again, it would not catch at all. I would have more than like skip stitches, I would say. It was more like I would be missing 10 out of 12 stitches, and I would hit my last two, or I would hit my first two. So now I was like, oh crap, I really like did something. And like when I was looking at it, I had crazy bird nesting. I had crazy skip stitches. Like I said, I would say 10 out of 12 was skipped. And I would say obviously proportionally anything else. Like if I did 50 stitches, it was like, if you're lucky, I might have had 10 stitches that like worked perfectly. You know what I mean? And it might be like two, two, two. Sorry, I need to take a little drink. But yeah, I would say like that became an issue where then the next few days I really knuckled down on just, okay, I have to do sewing machine maintenance. Now, for anybody who hasn't done mechanical maintenance, this part might go a little over your head, but oh boy, does this part get more hard, obviously, a little more like technical. Because now here I am, and I've got everything unscrewed. It's basically all the metal unscrewed. I have most of the plastic off except for the furthest left part, but I have I'm gonna try to remember all the parts by name and not go the thing, but I think it's called the foot arm or the foot pole. Might be the foot pole, but the foot pole, foot arm, whatever, um, readjusted, um, made sure like my needle was all the way housed in the right spot, made sure that obviously I was switching my needle. So I had taken out the needle that was causing the problems and just check to see if maybe it happened to be a different like needle, right? That's like obviously where you start and you reset the top threads, and I reset the bobbin thread as well. I did notice that when I had my most recent bird nesting prior to me checking on it, that it did kind of like pull my bobbin case and kind of pull it out of its housing a little bit to the side. So like I knocked that back into its position. I put the bobbin in. I rethreaded the bobbin. I rethreaded the brand new needle. I had readjusted the tension to more like a 4, which is a pretty basic. Again, most of this I have with the metal exposed, so I can really see like what is happening, right? Um, Watching the hook go around the bobbin in the bobbin case, seeing that it is indeed catching on the hook, but it's catching on the top two. This is where I do not know what they're called, but basically there's a piece that holds in the bobbin. So if you're looking at the top here, there's a piece that holds the bobbin in on the back, and then there's a piece on this side that allows the string to pass through the loop. And that part kind of has like a spring loaded mechanism to it. So like as it goes through, it has a little bit of tension and then pulls through and pulls through and pulls through and pulls through, right? It's supposed to happen. This is what it does. I did notice, however, though, that either the feed dogs or some version of like my tension or something was basically not allowing it to pull through. So it was getting caught on that spot, the spot that has the like the spring loaded mechanism. It would get stuck on that and it would get stuck on that back holder piece. So both would create circles until the bird nesting obviously got to the point where obviously it gets to the point where it won't sew anymore. It gets stuck. It seizes. So obviously I was only doing it that far to see exactly what it was happening. And then once I realized, oh, okay, it's looping that many times and causing a problem, we attempted to figure out why and how that was happening. I could not. If you were on my TikTok at all last week, then you would have seen that I had asked for help. I did get quite a few responses. Thank you and shout out to everybody there who was actively helping me, watching, and giving me feedback. I did do a lot, significantly most of what people were talking about. I don't even know if that was correct in what I just said, but I did most of what people were saying. I was readjusting tension. I was creeping the tension up from like say 1 or 2 to just make sure that whatever I was doing, it wasn't going to be a tension problem. Um, I obviously went back to just doing a straight stitch with a regular foot. Um, Made sure both top and bottom threads were the exact same thread. I wasn't trying to do, mismatch color threads or different strength threads or like a polyester with a cotton. I made sure, double, triple check that like I took the bobbin thread off the spool that I was going to currently use so that it was the same exact threads so that I didn't have any kind of thread mismatch, needle mismatch. I went back to just using regular cotton with regular thread with a regular foot with regular tension, like a 3/4 tension with a straight stitch, and could not get anything to work. So right now we have our sewing machine dropped off at a place so that they can fix it, because I can't, like, it's so frustrating to the point where, like, I don't know, I probably, like, whew, I don't even know. I could cry if I don't figure it out soon, because there's just so much that, like, I still have to do. I have set aside already designs for 2 more pants, a shirt, a visor, a bag. The visor I might even have more than one of. I just, like, I want to start with the one just to be like, oh, boom, I have that, like, in the bag. But we might even be moving past that time. I was going to start doing some jackets because I have 2 or 3 really nice winter jackets. This might be a little bit of a teaser for the next episode or whatever. But I have these winter jackets that I have up here that I really wanted to break down and sew together with some other things to really kind of create this new design that I've been thinking about. But even with the serger works. I can do that, but then I can't finish anything. So I can't top stitch, I can't hem, I can't zigzag stitch anything. So I have to really, really rely on the serger, which again, like this, that is fine. But like for quite a few things, like even for jeans, not jeans, geez, even for jeans, like I want to use the serger on significantly most of my seams, but then you want to fold those down, hold it out a little bit so it's not folded weird. But like, yeah, you fold that in, you iron it in, and then top stitch it, and it gives it a nice, perfect finished look. And yeah, without without my actual sewing machine, it's going to be a little hard to do. So, not to say I have things on pause, but I definitely have certain ideas on pause. So yeah, I will say that definitely next episode for sure will be directed in a different manner. It won't be about sewing, that's for sure, because yeah, my sewing machine is at the shop right now. So yeah, maybe we'll do some digital artwork, or maybe we'll get some uh like some machine embroidery done, because I can do that still. Maybe we will do some surging and get some other projects like basically lined up and ready. That will be fine. Like I said, I'll just have to wait for my sewing machine. I'll just have a pile of stuff ready for finishing, and to put tags on and stuff like that. But yeah, I will say that's pretty much been my week this week. Um, Mentally, I've been pretty good. Things have been pretty good. We've been moving in a pretty positive direction. Been insight, I guess, into my actual life a little bit. Things have been going extremely positive and extremely negative at the same time. So, we're just trying to ride the wave, man, and trying to just hope that things actually pan out the way that we actually hope for. We're not doing this for fun and for shits and for gigs. We're really working for mental health and money, I guess. More mental health than money. Trying to keep myself busy, trying to keep the mind busy, trying to keep the life busy, trying to keep the family happy. We're trying to make progress. Thanks for joining the journey. I hope everything's going good with y'all. If it's not, if it is, let me know in the comment section below, man. Like, let's talk about some stuff. Let's be here. Like I said, F it, let's talk. That's why we here. We just talking about business. We talking about life. We talking about what we need to, so we can keep this journey called life on the positive with you and all the homies. So you and all the homies, tell your friends that you got a homie out here trying to be positive and man. I will say, peace and love, like always. But I'm gonna sign out. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do something around here. Like I said, we gotta figure something out because we don't have a sewing machine. But we're gonna figure something out. Till next time, guys. Thank you for joining the channel. Thanks for joining the VOD. If you well, it's always a VOD, ain't it? Bye. Make sure you're checking out the site. Make sure you're checking out the IG. And make sure you check out any other old episodes, new episodes. We're gonna come out with them as often as we can. We aim to be every week, but things happen, life happens. As hopefully we get better and I get more help, maybe we can get these more consistent, and we can get some more of someone consistent. We can get everything consistent. We get shit pumped out. We get a little bit of extra hands, but it's your boy and we do it alone. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next one, Mike.